Mera Peak, 6,476 metres. That's to Mera North, that is. Mera Central, which trekkers generally go to, stands just 15 metres below that at 6,461 metres. Now they are quite close together, but you can't get from one to the other without losing elevation. Now, it's a bare ass feature with a sting in its tail on the final approach. And when I say it's a bare ass feature, that means it's cold. It is so cold. So cold in fact that on the glacier you can feel that cold come through your crampons and your plastic boots. That's how cold it gets, and with the wind the temperatures can drop down to nearly -30. And when you get up at 1 o'clock in the morning on summit day and inside your tent is -10, you know it's going to be a cold one. Now it's on the bucket list of many trekkers, many of whom have been to high altitude such as Kilimanjaro, Island Peak or Everest Base Camp, but it's also on the challenge list of many that haven't. Now this video or documentary I'm making would be like or unlike many others that you may have seen, success stories. Well, our journey goes to show that not everything goes to plan, and no matter how much preparation you put into something, no matter how much training you do or how much faith you might have, it just doesn't always pan out. Now you can follow our journey and you'll see a different side to the trek to the summit of this awesome peak. You're gonna love it. However do you come to the notion that you want to just get away to some far off distant land and push yourself to your outside limits and do something you've never done before and go to extremes that you've never witnessed before, such as Mera Peak, 6,476 metres. I don't know what I was thinking, but it just came to me, and if it hits you like a shovel, then you've just got to go for it. And when you get that feeling, if you don't go for it, you'll regret it. You will. But if you do go for it, it's something you'll never forget. And I will never forget. One thing you got to remember is that you're never too old to dream. Simple as that. If you want something bad enough, you'll get it. And if you don't do it, then you haven't wanted it bad enough. Never too old to dream. I wonder. I got that notion and it hit me like a shell. So I followed that dream. One of the things you do is you get a t-shirt. Then you get a team. And then you begin. And it all began on a very wet and windy Welsh mountain. Training for us as a team took us all over the country and beyond, while some of us went over to the Lake District and up as far as Scotland to do some training, whereas most of it was spent over in the Brecon Beacons. We're here on top of Cordu and it's slightly breezy.
A little bit windy.
Little Susie here, get blown off. Susie and I went over to Switzerland to do some alpine training to get used to working with ice axes and get on the glaciers. And I myself went over to Morocco to climb Toubkal. For me it was important to get up high, and again I needed to get on the ice. Andy, John and myself went over to the altitude centre in London to see how we fared at varying altitudes, and to be quite honest, the results weren't very favourable. So
yeah, just relax, just walk whatever is normal for you. Is absolutely fine.
now in a passive state we're going to go up to 5,100 metres. See what happens. And for me, I thought it'd be important for myself to be able to sleep at altitude. And with the help from equipment hired from the altitude centre, fluctuating slightly, but a blood oxygen rate of 98 and a heart rate of 52, which isn't. Been wearing the mask now at a simulated altitude of 4,500 metres. Been wearing it for about 15 minutes at rest. So the stats are really good. I'll give it another 5 minutes at rest and then I'll start exercising. But yeah, it's all good so far. This will be the last chance I'll be using the kit for tonight. I'll sleep tonight at a simulated altitude of 4,300 metres and then exercise again at 4,500 metres tomorrow morning. Well, this is it. The last time I shall wear boots in this country. Next time I put a set of boots on will be in Nepal. And I head out tomorrow, and one of my wishes is that I hope really to achieve what I've set out to achieve. My quest, my challenge, and old age aside, I hope that my prep has been enough. I'm with a great team of Tank, Andy, Tiny and Ken, and I'm sure we'll look after each other. Finally, I'd like to thank my long-suffering bestie, Becky, who has put up with so much throughout my training, and her belief in me is my inspiration, and she is exactly that. She inspires me to do what I need to do, and that's it. I want to thank her very much, and here she is.
He's worth it.
So, I will catch you later. All the posts I will put on will be on the Rogersloft Facebook page. So, it's going to be a blast. And for that, I can't wait. I'm so glad it's finally here. Ciao for now. Right, here we are. D-Day has arrived and we're about to set off. Minus the one in the middle. I wish she was coming with us, but unfortunately it's not. We got John, Andy, we're going to go pick up Ken now. And that's us, we're on our way, at last. It's been a long time coming, and for now, can't wait. Well, that's us, we've just arrived at Heathrow Terminal 4. Good journey up, and now, once we get our bag checked in, we've got time to relax because we've got a few hours to wait until the flight. But we're here, and the journey is about to begin. Well, here we are in Doha. It's a gorgeous day outside. We're about 35 degrees out there now, very humid. And you can feel the heat here. There's the motley crew there. Just waiting for the details to come up for our next flight. We shall find out in about 40 minutes or so what gate we're going to go to. We can't go out, can't go anywhere, there's no viewpoints or anything like that, so we've just got to sit here and sit here. That's all we can do. But then it's about another 4.5 hour flight, and once we've done that we should arrive in Kathmandu. So further updates will be done then. Have a nice day. So here we are, we've just arrived! Woohoo! We're in Kathmandu! 8:38. We've cleared customs, we're in Kathmandu, we've got our SIM charges, we've changed money. So all we've got to do is get to the hotel. Whoop, whoop. Looking good. Well, we've just been met by our hotel courier. We're going to head now off to the Kathmandu hotel. So yeah, all good. What a busy little place this is. But we're here. So all we've got now is a 4-hour drive tomorrow and then a short flight to Lukla. So the travelling is nearly finished and the quest is about to begin. Thank you. What a welcome. Looking good.
And this is Kathmandu at night. As you can tell, bit crazy, like mad. All good fun though, all good fun. These are the good roads. And there's There's Rob, and that's Susie. There's John, and there's Ken behind him.
Did I hear Ken Blimey?
No, behind him, behind him.
It's absolute chaos here. It's absolutely such an amazing place. So we're just trying to find somewhere to eat now. It's absolute hustle and bustle. It's such a vibrant community of people.
There's been a slight change of plan. There's been several landslides up in the north of the country, which means there's a lot of people trapped in Loughler and they can't get out. So the possibility of getting a flight to Loughler is pretty slim. So we're not going to do that route now. We're going to take a drive from here in about half an hour. It's going to take us about 5 or 6 hours, and then we've got a 3-day trek in to get us to that point where we would have been had we taken the flight to Loughler. So yeah, there's landslides, there's a lot of rescue missions going on, and that's no longer an option. Well, this is it. They're loading up the truck now. This is our transport. What you want to notice? See the tread on them tyres? So if we meet any mud, then we're going to be pushing that thing. But yeah, all go now. It's brilliant. Well, the phrase sardines comes to mind here. Here we are, all packed in. See that?
Hey!
Hey! Hey! And we've even got air conditioning, look! Can't be bad. Look, this is our transport now for the next 4.5 hours.
Squeezing in, guys.
Can't wait. Well, I have to say that we've now arrived at Crewyon, which was 7.5 hours of phone-shaking misery, I have to say. But we've got here safe and sound, which is more than I say for the motorbike rider that we nearly wrote off. But yeah, we're all here, we're going to have something to eat and sleep in a rather refreshing room, I have to say. Really nice and with a lovely aroma of fish. But yeah, it's great. We're going to eat here and then we're going to set off tomorrow. Only another 8 hours and then we should be at the start point for our trek. It's just gone 6 in the morning and the little quiet village is just starting to wake up. We're about to have breakfast and we've got to endure another 8-hour drive, but that will take us to our trekking start point. And we've had to do it this way because of the landslides and the lack of availability of flights. But yeah, all good. It's pleasant and can't wait to get going. Here we have the busy hub of a kitchen. Morning, everybody. Morning. Hey, there's John at the window. So everything gets prepared. And we eat like kings. This stuff is called bacaroot, and what they do, they beat it, and all the seeds they get, they put them into a bowl, take them round the back, and then grind them to make the bread that we ate this morning. Bizarre, such hard work. We have machines to do this, and for these it's all manual labour. Incredible.
बीचमै रोक्यो होला बस पनि यार
Well, we've now stopped at the Everest Cafe in a small village, which is really quite far from Everest. But here we go. Absolutely beautiful setting, though. It does turn ugly, though, but never mind. And the great thing about here, you've actually got proper coffee. It's brilliant. But yeah, love it. There's our vehicle there, and we've now stopped in a little place called Paflu. About an elevation of about 2,500, well, 2,400 metres. Nice little things there. There's PK, our guide. He's going to be with us all the way now. But yeah, loving this little place. Might be overcast, but it's still fairly warm. But at 2,400 metres, what do you expect? Brilliant, loving it. Bloody hell! Welcome to Alton Towers, everybody. We're cramped in here like sardines, and we've got this for 5 hours. That's our 5 hours, so really it's going to be about 7. There you go, look. And you thought the potholes in England were bad. Right, turn it around.
Welcome to Himalayan Ride.
Welcome to the Himalayas.
A little bit confusing with the relaxing music.
We've had to get out and walk while the vehicle comes up here now. There's one's just got stuck here. But we're doing okay. And a bit of a backlog of vehicles here getting stuck on the way up. But look at that view, absolutely outstanding. Right, just to give you an insight here, we've got a vehicle trapped there. We've got the police or rescue or something behind us, and behind that stuck vehicle there's 11 vehicles trying to get up this track. It's very muddy, and we've got to go all the way down here, and then we've got to try and get up the other side of the mountain pass to where those lights are. So it could be another one of those proverbial 5 hours. So it's going to be a late night. And the good thing about stopping here, he's turned the music off.
And we got to have a pee.
Oh, he nearly made it. They burned his clutch out.
And his tyres.
It's muddy, it's wet. We've got a vehicle here who can't get up the hill. But we can't get down until he gets up.
Are you okay, buddy? Yeah.
So, just have to wait and see what happens. Well, we've got as far as the truck can go now. That stop in there, we've got a 40-minute walk to where we're stopping for the night. So, excellent fun. It's been about 13, so when we get there, it'll be about 14 hours today. You couldn't write it, but by heck, it's been fun. Well, we've now arrived at Caricola, quaint little place. It's about a 30-minute walk, as I said earlier, but there's no Wi-Fi, no signal, so we can't make any phone calls. And here we all are. We've met up with our Sherpas and guides. Thank you. We've met up with our Sherpas and guides, and we've had a small briefing, and now it's another bowl of dal bhat, and then we'll pack our kit ready for tomorrow. But yeah, all good. And yeah, at last we'll be on our feet. Tomorrow's a 5-hour climb. Woohoo! Well, good morning everybody. Wow, this is it. Look at this. Absolutely beautiful. It's overcast. This is where we stayed last night. The Shangri-La Resort. It's wet and miserable, but it's not cold. We arrived here late last night after a 40-minute walk from where the four-wheel drive vehicles dropped us off. They couldn't get down any further. But yes, it's actually brilliant knowing that we're going to be on our feet today. No more vehicles. It's all going to be on foot, which is what we set out to do. But look at the stunning countryside. It's absolutely gorgeous. Yeah, we're going to have breakfast in about an hour, and then we're going to leave here about 8:30. So yeah, it's really good to be on our feet. But yes, we're actually here. We're actually walking. I can't wait. Love it. Well, the weather hasn't changed much, as you can see. In fact, it's raining heavier than it was. We're all set to go. We're going to leave here in about 5 or 10 minutes, and that's it. We're on the trail. I cannot wait. It's so good to be on my feet. PK is trying to teach us a song in Nepalese. This is so good. So cool. They even bring the brollies, look. How about that? Yeah, all good. We just stopped here for a bit of a check for leeches, because we've carried a few passengers. I don't know if you can see that. A leech check. Say hi everybody.
Yeah, hello. It's still alive.
Yeah, we're still alive.
Hello.
Well, we're still alive after yesterday.
I haven't lost that much blood. But
So we get them more lace up there, so we need
yeah, we stopped here for a cup of tea,
to pay for...
and we've got to check everybody for leeches.
Welcome.
Namaste. We just come here for a tea break. And a leech check. Oh, very good. Nice and warm. Namaste. Hey, good man. These two steaming, look. Heat's coming right off them.
Bit warm.
Well, say something then.
What's up, buddies? Mera Peak 2022.
Right.
Morning.
Let's dig.
There we go. Well, we've not long arrived at the Himalayan Trekkers Lodge restaurant. It says Namaste there, which is greetings from the Himalayan Trekkers Lodge and restaurant. Everybody's in there getting their cups of coffee and everything. We've got out of our wet kit. It's been drizzly all day, but we set off at 9 o'clock. We got here just before 2, so just short of 5 hours. We gained, 800 metres or so, 850 metres. but it was hilly, wet. Oh, and the leeches. Most people, including me, have been bleeding. The leeches are a nightmare. You pull them out and you just bleed for what seems like ever. But yeah, it's just all part of the experience, I guess. But here we are. Yeah, this is us for the night now. Unfortunately, there's no Wi-Fi, but as soon as I get some, I will get back to you. And no doubt, at some point tomorrow, we're going to be heading upwards. Isn't it great? I just love it. Well, it's early morning here in Pangong. We're about to have breakfast, but woke up to a really nice surprise of blue skies and snow-covered mountains. And the world is just coming alive. There's Tiny, bent over. There's Ken. And Tank has just gone back into his little hive there. He's not feeling too good, but I'm sure he'll persevere. But what a difference a day makes. Absolutely stunning. It's going to be a tough day today. It's going to be about 8 hours long. Up and down, up and down, up and down. So, and tomorrow we go for the first time up to 4,200 metres. So today's going to be a bit of a challenge, but we're here to do that. Bring it on. Well, good morning everybody. This is Numpty speaking. We've just come up 331 steps to visit the temple here. It was at this point I took a photograph, put my phone down, went to visit the temple, came back and told everybody I'd lost my phone. After about 15 minutes of panic, another team came up and says, some idiot has left their phone on here. And guess who that idiot was? Me. So, anyway, sanity restored. We're about to head on, and I've already shown this by photograph. Hang on, let me see. This is where we are going. And the sun is out. Yay!
Photograph this part, this valley, if you guys want. Yeah. So now we are going.
You can just see down in the distance, Payan, and then Caricola, where we started. And we left Pangong at 7:45 this morning. And we're now at 3,057 metres. Feeling good. Well, it's now 10:30, 10:35. We've been going just over 3 hours, or just under 3 hours, should I say. And we're now at a place called Cebuche. We're going to have a tea break here. I mean, look at this for a backdrop. Stunning mountains. We're going to go back into the cloud, but before we do that, we've got to drop ground to the river down below, which is another about another hour and a half. We're going to have lunch there. And then we've got a long, hard climb up. But look at that view, it's absolutely outstanding. But yeah, everybody's in good spirit. We've had a lot of downhill today, which is really good for everybody. But yeah, it's only part way through the day. Today is going to be a long day, but at least it's not raining. And you just cannot fault this countryside. And fair play to these Sherpas, the amount of weight that they carry. And they're very slight. Superhuman, if you like. Blimey. Anyway, catch you on the flip. Well, it's now 10 to 2. We set off at 7:15. It's been a long, hard drop down. And we've just come down from all the way up there, really. Nearly 1,000 metres in elevation that we've dropped. We've stopped here now for to eat for lunch. And then we got across that suspension bridge there, then up through the jungle, up past that village there, and up to that plateau. It's going to be tough. I know Tank's feeling it a little bit, but we're a team and we're going to get together and we're going to get everybody up there. At least on this side of the mountain there's a bit more cloud. It was really hot coming down there, but we got down, and then once we get up to there, then we're going to stop for the night. They've had to go on ahead. We've got to wait for John. Not feeling too great. So the main guide, or Sherpa, PK and myself are going to wait so we can carry John's kit. We've got to go across that bridge, and they've got to really gain some height, and we're going to follow in about half an hour as soon as John feels a little bit better, and then we'll see them when we get up there. It's about an okay pace. It's probably about 3.5, 4 hours. Problem is it gets dark at 6, so they want to try and get these guys up there before it gets dark, but we'll see them when we get up there. All good. Well, it's almost way past bedtime. It's been a slow, long haul up. 3 porters have come down to meet us. Now raining again. And there's one of the porters, and Tank's gone on ahead with the other 2 porters. So about 45 minutes and we should be there. Well, we've just arrived at Najin Dingja, something like that anyway, after a very laborious walk up, partly through the night. It's now 7:30. It gets dark about 6 o'clock here, and it's very wet, very uneven. It started raining, but it took us, we left there at 3:30, so 7. It's taken us that long, but fair play to John. He's struggled. He really has struggled, and this tummy bug that he's got isn't doing him any favours. But it was good to take it nice and easy. And we're now here for the evening, and we're all together, and that's the main thing. I think tomorrow's going to be a bit tough, but we've got to focus on that tomorrow. But all's well that ends well. And we're going to get something to eat now and get a good night's kip. Well, it's 5:30 in the morning. We're in a place called Najin Dingma, where we arrived pretty late last night in the dark, in the wet. And it's a nice morning this morning. It's a sad morning, I have to say. John has decided to leave us for health reasons. He had a really bad day yesterday, and he wasn't in a very good place. He's eaten something, or something's happened, and he's got really bad stomach cramps, and he can't keep anything down. So they're going to chopper him out today, and we're going to carry on without him. And so it's going to be a bit of a surreal day walking up without our man Tank. But yeah, this is where we are. Nobody's stirred yet. But yeah, it was a tough day yesterday, coming up through the forest in the dark, in the wet. But the sun's just starting to come out now, and the weather's looking fine for today. It's going to be a good one. We're at about 2,800 metres, but we've got to go up to about 4,000 today. So it's going to be a long day, but looking forward to it. Tank was not in a good place, whether it's something he ate or something he drank. I can't imagine what must have been going through his mind. The hard downhill was bad on his knees, the uphills were bad enough, the rainforest and everything like that. But when you look as pale as he did, something is going wrong inside. And he was hurting, and he had no choice. He had to make the decision that nobody who takes on an expedition like this wants to make. Well, it's a sad moment now. This is a helicopter coming to pick up Tank. There goes John. I was gutted when Tank left. I think we all were. Changed the dynamics of the expedition, really. Gutted. But he left for his own good reasons and the benefit of his own health. It was sad seeing him go. Now approaching a little homestead. I think we're going to have a cup of tea here. But look at that, stunning, absolutely beautiful. Right, now it's really hot. We've just come over a pass of just over 3,000 metres, and we've now stopped at a little homestead. We're going to have lunch here, a bit early for lunch, but we're going to have a lunch, and then what we've got to do after that is we've got to head over a pass, so we're going to gain a lot more elevation. It's going to be about another 4 or 5 hours, but everybody's feeling good. It's really good. Right, we're now in a little tea house where we're going to have lunch, and they're going to prepare it. And the great thing about doing this, they prepare it. I've just seen them pull carrots out of the ground to make the vegetables, which are going to go in the vegetable fried rice. It's uncanny. Love it. But this is their Amazon delivery. Unbelievable. Everything's brought in from, I think it's Bhutan, which is about 5 hours away. They bring it all in up here. And I think by the time they get here, those poor mammals have got a bit of a sore ass. And here's one of me with a silly hat on. Why? Because it's cold. It's about 5:20 here in Cholam. Sun's just starting to come up. It's a really cold morning. It was a really cold night. There's frost and the woodwork and everything. So I've just got up, answered the call of nature, getting there before everybody else slops in, and do a few stretching exercises and breathing exercises to get me ready for the day. But yes, it's a fine morning, and looking forward to another challenging day. Nobody else is up yet, not even the cook, so it's still going to be a while before we head off. But got plenty of time, and yeah, this is great. Well, good morning from Cholim. It's around about 6:30 now. It's a freezing cold, well, not freezing cold, but it is a cold morning in comparison from what we've had. But yes, it's excellent. This time, in a week's time, with all the grace in the world, we'll be heading up towards the top of Mera Peak. Let me just turn this camera around. This is the view that we've woken up to, and that is where we're going. We'll cross over that path. So absolutely stunning. This is where we stayed last night. Cold night, but grateful for the mountain sleeping bags that they've given us. But yeah, it's lovely this morning. It's going to warm up as soon as that sun comes over there. And I'm really glad I've got this hat. It's really warm. Catch you later. Well, the sun's come up now. Frost is starting to melt. And the shadows over in the valley are starting to disappear. You can certainly feel the thinness in the air. And it's going to get tougher. It's going to be brilliant. It's going to be hard work on it because we'll probably hit 4,000 metres today, which is good. But yeah, it's a beautiful day, and the mornings are like this. It's just great. In a month's time, this place will be covered in snow. We've just seen all the people, well, not all the people, but some people going down with these primitive made baskets and big massive saws where they cut the firewood. There's a guy here who had his house burnt down, and he's got to rebuild it from the start, so we think we've got problems. You know, this all got to happen before the snow hits. But yeah, all good. It's brilliant, and looking forward to today. Just to the right of that chimney there, you can see the trail, and that's the trail that we're going to be taking up over this ridge. So we are going to get high, and yeah, looking forward to it. It's going to be tough, but that's what we came here for. Well, look at this. Anybody think we were in Wales? But how wrong could you be? Firstly, it's a beautiful day here. And we've got some marvellous mountains over there. We just arrived at around about 3,700 metres. Looks like somebody's camping over there, but they're not. Here's the team. Chewy.
View from Hurhuri Dara.
This is where we are now. As you can see, absolutely nothing there. Turn around. We've got a little tea hut here. It's been a pretty tough slog all the way up here, really. It's we're at 4,300 metres, and you won't be able to see them guys walking up there. You might be able to. We're going over that ridge there, so we could probably get up to about 4,500 metres before dropping down to our nighttime location. But yeah, what a slog that was. But yeah, all good. Another one, quick one. You might wonder why we're only doing little messages on the inReach. The reason that is, poor old Tank had to get choppered out. He felt ill, some tummy bug or something. He had to get choppered to a hospital in Kathmandu. He's fine now. We managed to get a message to him, but we've got the inReach, and we can only text little messages like the ones that we can read. So he's lushing it up in Kathmandu as we speak, I would say. Yeah, we wished him well. He's a bit emotional when he left, as he would be, but now he's safe. He's on the mend. Well, we are now at Kolekaka, a small little remote farmstead, if you like. There's our accommodation block, very basic. Bit of wood to block the windows, no glass, and 2 beds. There's the tea house. And the amazing thing is, when they light the fire, which they're just about to, well, they're just lighting it now, those animals up there provide the dung that they use to plaster the walls, and then when they need it, I'll show you here. That wall there is plastered with dung from those beasts, and they use that to light the fire. But anyway, a bit about today. We came over that pass from last night's accommodation. It took us about 7.5 hours, which is about right. It was a tough climb. We went up to 4,400 metres, or just over, and it was a long drop down. And tomorrow, we're going up there. So we're going to gain another few hundred metres before eventually dropping down into Kote. Apparently in Kote they've got more comfortable accommodation perhaps the chance of a shower, and the all-important Wi-Fi. But look, you got the cloud just pushing away the mountains and whatever, but it's just awesome. There's the dunny, very basic, I have to say, but yeah, it's really good. Cold, as you can see, the temperature's dropped, but today when you walk up these things, it's just so warm, and the sun's on you, and it could burn you if you didn't cover your arms and what have you. And then as soon as that goes down over the mountains, it gets really, really cold. How these people live like this, I don't know. I mean, we just switch the things on like that. Bloody hell, they got to light a fire. And they put the kit out in all weathers, hoping that the sun's going to come out so it'll dry. But what a fantastic experience this has been. It's been absolutely amazing. And we're good. Tomorrow, once we get over that pass, we'll be in the Hinku Valley. And once we get to Kote, it won't be long before we can see our real destination. But yeah, it's really good. Having fun. Well, it's a beautiful morning this morning. It's 5:36. Well, no, a bit later than that. It's nearly 10 to 6. Breakfast is at 6:30 and we leave at 7. It's going to be a tough old day today, but when we get to Kote, it's going to be a very welcome break. Not with a break as such, but we are going to be able to get a shower. A well-earned shower. It's going to be great. But the sun's about to come up, and once it does, it's going to get hot. It's amazing how it gets so cold at night and then gets so hot during the day, even at 4,200 meters. But yeah, it's going to be a blast today. Just to give you an indication how far we've come, those mountains in the far distance, we've walked from there. Would you believe it? Well, we're about 4,300 metres. We've just come over a 4,000 metre pass. Andy's not that far behind us. We've just stopped because we got a signal here. We was able to speak to home. My word. I was getting a little bit emotional, but how good it was to hear Becky's voice and the others to send messages. It was just awesome. Look at that view now. So we're going to head down this pass now, and we're going to head to Kote. We should be there within 6 hours, and that's our overnight stop. And there will be proper Wi-Fi and plug-in, and we can get a cold, hot shower. Who wants a cold shower? Catch you later. You can almost imagine this as a film set in. Absolutely stunning. Just now entered the Hinku Valley, and on our way to Kote. Well, we've been walking nearly 4.5, 5 hours. We're over halfway. We just stopped at this place here. Look at that. This guy's now building a house, and we stopped here. And you've got Coke and water. What do you know? It's great. This forest is amazing. Like I said earlier, it could be something out of Harry Potter. Absolutely brilliant. But we should be there within 3 hours, I guess. Loving it. After we'd had our tea break, something extraordinary happened. The wheels fell off for Ken. I trained with Ken before we went out there a couple of times, and he was as fit as a butcher's dog. And he would have been the last person we thought anything like this would happen to. AMS hit him quite badly. We'd crossed over just short of 4,500 metre pass. And we were on our way down to Kote, and we'd stopped for this tea break, and he just went downhill. Just like that. And AMS hit him quite hard. In fact, it hit really hard, as you will see. Got Ken down there in a really bad way. He's had to be lifted out on a makeshift lift on oxygen. He'll be coming up through the pass. We're here, we're going to get out of the way and let them pass. Well done, you guys. Well done, everybody. Well done, Ken. Hello, you guys are amazing. These guys are absolutely amazing. Well, we're about to step onto the bridge. over the Hinku River and into Kote. It's been a long trek to get us here. Hasn't been without incident, but I'll explain them later. Just glad to be here. It's been a very interesting trip, a hard slog, but you won't want to miss this for the world. Well, there's a view of Mera from Kote. The one on the right, snow-capped, with the sort of roundish shaped dome on it. Well, but another 5 days of hard trekking and we should be ready for its approach. That pass that we crossed over, the one that finished Ken off, it would appear that it had more in store for us. Now, Andy, this is a fellow who's never been above 1,000 metres, ever. Yet he joined the team with hope, and he put his heart and soul into the training and did remarkably well. He crossed over the same pass that we did and he was able to trek into Kote, but he struggled and AMS hit him too. Not as bad as it did with Ken, but after examination by a medic, he was advised that he too ought not to continue because it was just going to get tougher. And with tears in his eyes and a heavy heart, he also made the decision to leave the group, and both him and Ken flew out the next morning. Our arrival in Kote, in essence, meant that, as far as I'm concerned, that the toughest part of the trekking was all but done. To get him from Karikola, where we were dropped off, over the mountains and into the Hinku Valley, the constant up and down, the steep ups and downs, losing elevation and then gaining it again. And whilst that was great for altitude acclimatization, it was hard on the body. And it paid a stark reminder that our fitness levels prior to even going out to Nepal really needed to be on point. The heat, the steep gradients, the jungle aspects of it, the humidity, the leeches, the wet weather, they all took its toll. And it gave our team a bit of a shake-up. In fact, it gave our team a real shake-up. From Kote onwards, our biggest worry was going to be how thin the air is going to be as we gradually move up the valley towards Mera Peak. But the toughest part of the trek is now over, and like I said, it took its toll. And we as a team who started off with 5 were down to just me and Susie. The loss of Tank in the earlier stages through gastroenteritis or wherever it was, he was really sick, and that was sad. And then it was soul destroying to see Ken go. Now, Ken was as fit as a butcher's dog, and to see how hard he was hit by this AMS was really, really bad, and it really hit him hard. And then Andy, who struggled quite a bit, but this guy had never been above 1,000 meters before, and most of the times when he wasn't able to carry his pack, he struggled through and managed to get into Kote, but it was really, really tough. And he struggled with AMS too, and as a result of which, him and Ken had to leave. So, we didn't know what lay ahead, me and Susie. It was our turn next. It just goes to show, no matter how much you plan something, it doesn't always pan out.